But so far, the sun, as you can see there, it's shown no mercy at all.
Especially this past month, it's been hot, hot, hot. And that can mean bad news for your skin, especially in areas that might surprise you.
And joining us in the studio this morning with the top 5 risks of cancer spots on your body is dermatologist and skincare advocate, Dr. Lisa Chips. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
So it has been so hot. You can't even escape the sun these days,
No.
Dr. Chips. What kinds of things can you do, though, to protect your body as best you can, even on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, we advise all people to wear a sunscreen, a broad-spectrum sunscreen of at least an SPF of 30, which will help to protect from the UVA and the UVB rays on your face, neck, and arms. When you're out in the sun, you should also seek shade. You should wear protective clothing like big hats and long sleeves, and avoid the middle of the day. You know, don't go out in the middle of the day when the sun is most intense, but do your exercise and your outdoor activities early or late in the day.
Yes. And talk about those top 5 spots. Where on the body, where am I missing it? I've got long arms. It's tough to cover everything.
So skin cancers affect 1 out of 5 Americans, and they can occur anywhere on the body, and they affect all races. So everybody needs to be aware of sun protection. But there are a lot of areas that we forget to protect, you know, and some of those are counterintuitive, like the ears. A lot of men wear ball caps and they forget to put sunscreen on or in their ears. Swimmers get a lot of skin cancers in the ears. The lower eyelids and the lower lip both get a lot of sun, and they're hard areas to protect to keep sunscreen on. So we have to remember to use some lip balms with sunscreen and UV protective sunglasses to protect the eyelids. The part and the scalp on men who are thinning are also areas where we don't see as much sun protection as we need.
I've also heard that, too, the back of calves are a common spot to get cancer.
Women, more than men, get skin cancers on the legs, more often squamous cell carcinoma, and that's from chronic low-grade sun exposure. So we do need to think of that and protect that area.
And Dr. Chips, you were talking about the majority of people who end up, unfortunately, acquiring skin cancer do it before they're of age 40.
No, they don't acquire the skin cancer before they're 40, but a lot of the sun damage is done. About 45% of the ultraviolet radiation has already been accumulated in our skin by the time we're 40. Skin cancer does affect 1 out of 5 Americans over a lifetime, and as we get older, the incidence increases. Melanoma, though, is the leading cause of death from cancers in adults between 25 and 29.
Gotcha.
So melanoma is really a disease of young people as well as older people. Yes.
Well, I was just going to say, this is a photo actually that we're looking at too, and it shows just how serious the skin cancer can be. When you talk about that age group, I still see a lot of teenagers, a lot of people in their 20s just baking out there. What would you say to them?
Well, I advise all of those patients not to do it, because we get about 22% of our sun damage before the age of 20 and 44% before the age of 40. Tanning significantly increases the risk of melanoma. Even using the tanning bed 1 time increases your risk of melanoma. So it's strongly advised to avoid using tanning boots because ultraviolet radiation is a carcinogen and does lead to cancer of the skin.
And Dr. Chips, you and I have children. We were talking about not only sunscreen, but also those sun shirts would be quite a good thing to do.
There's a lot of great protective clothing now, and it's labeled, it says UPF for UV protection factor. Most of them say 50 or higher, you know, and they're easy to find now at most sporting goods stores. Most major clothing lines for outdoor clothing have them. The rash guards are nice, the hats are good, and they're one-piece sort of swimsuits, you know, that kids can wear that look like wetsuits.
They're cool.
They can wear the water.
I've told my kids, I said, you guys look cool like that. And safe, most importantly.
That's very important.
And get that checkup probably once a year with your dermatologist.
Once a year with a dermatologist, more often on your own. In fact, there was a recent study that showed that melanomas detected by spouses were detected at an earlier stage and thus more curable than melanomas detected by doctors. So we encourage everybody to have a loved one look over their skin together and look at your moles, know your moles, and as soon as you see any signs of change, seek attention right away.
Awesome.
For more information on Dr. Lisa Chips or the best ways to protect your skin, just go to our website, KCAL-LA.com, and click on Seen on TV. And Doctor, we thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Insight.
Have a lovely day.
It's been a pleasure. You too. Thank you, Dr. Chips.
Thanks, Doctor.